Boa noite a todos. Meu nome é Paula, eu falo do coletivo de Buenos Aires. Estamos juntos aqui para mais uma meditação coletiva. Podemos começar levando a atenção para a nossa respiração e assim vamos interiorizando a nossa atenção e deixando de lado qualquer pensamento ou preocupação que esteja em nossa mente. Vamos manter a postura de meditação, observando o ar que entra e sai de nossos pulmões. Vamos agora fazer 3 respirações bem profundas, enchendo os nossos pulmões, segurando por alguns instantes esse ar dentro dos pulmões e vamos soltar suavemente devagar até que saia todo o ar e podemos repetir mais 2 vezes. Vamos agora juntos elevar a Kundalini e dar os bandhas de proteção. Vamos agora levar a atenção para a água do nosso banho de pés. Vamos direcionar a mão direita e vamos dar bandhas, girando a mão no sentido horário por 7 vezes. E em seguida vamos colocar os pés. A nossa atenção vai para o nosso Muladhara, na base da coluna. Direcionamos a mão direita para a Mãe Terra. E aqui pedimos, Mãe, por favor, desperte em nós a pura inocência. Desperte em nós a sabedoria divina. Dai-nos a humildade, a castidade. Remove qualquer obstáculo que possa impedir a nossa ascensão espiritual. Aqui vamos entoar juntos um mantra a Shri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. E agora, ainda com a atenção no Muladhara, vamos juntos entoar o Shri Ganesha Tarvashirs.
Om त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि त्वं माम् वक्तारम् श्रोतारम् दातारम् धातारम् नूतनम् शिष्यम् पश्चातात् पुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात् दक्षिणात् चोद्वातात् अधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मया त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममया त्वं सच्चिदानन्दद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरपो अनलो अनिलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वं योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा स्वं विष्णु स्वं रुद्रा स्वं इन्द्र स्वं अग्नि स्वं वायु स्वं सूर्य स्वं चन्द्रमा स्वं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवः स्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परातरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत् तव मनुस्वरूपम् गकारः पूर्वरूपम् आकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वाराश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुदररूपम् नादः सन्धानं सहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेश विद्या गणका ऋषिः निषद् गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्रणं मूषध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धनुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयादो प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं सः योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदामूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Vamos manter a mão direita direcionada para a Mãe Terra e levamos a atenção ao nosso canal esquerdo. E aqui pedimos, Mãe, por favor, remova todos os problemas do nosso canal esquerdo. Desperta em nós todas as suas qualidades. Dai-nos emoções equilibradas e o puro desejo de evoluir. Por favor, Mãe, torna o nosso canal esquerdo puro e iluminado. Podemos retornar a mão direita ao colo. Dobramos o braço esquerdo, palma da mão para trás e os dedos apontados para o céu. E levamos a atenção ao nosso canal direito. E pedimos, Mãe, por favor, remova todos os problemas do nosso canal direito. Desperta em nós a ação correta e o planejamento adequado. Por favor, Mãe, torna o nosso canal direito puro e iluminado. Vamos retornar a mão esquerda ao colo. E agora vamos levar a atenção ao nosso Swadisthana esquerdo. Vamos colocar a mão direita do lado esquerdo, aqui do encontro do quadril com o tronco. E aqui nós vamos pedir, Mãe, por favor, desperta em nós o puro conhecimento. Mãe, por favor, dai-nos o puro conhecimento. Mãe, por favor, desperta em nós o puro conhecimento. Vamos retornar a mão direita ao colo e vamos colocar agora a mão esquerda no nosso Swadisthana direito. E aqui vamos afirmar, Mãe, Tu és aquela que cria, Tu és aquela que age. Por favor, Mãe, retira de nós todos os pensamentos e dúvidas. E dai-nos a paz interior e a plena atenção em Ti. Vamos retornar a mão esquerda ao colo. E agora vamos levar a mão direita ao nosso anahata esquerdo. E aqui vamos afirmar, Mãe, por Tua graça, nós somos o puro Espírito. Mãe, por Tua graça, nós somos o puro Espírito. Por favor, Mãe, se faça presente em nosso coração. Levamos a atenção ao nosso Agnya chakra central. Colocamos a mão direita sobre a nossa testa. E aqui vamos perdoar. Mãe, por Tua graça, eu perdoo a todos, inclusive a mim mesma. Mãe, por Tua graça, eu perdoo a todos, inclusive a mim mesma. Eu perdoo, eu perdoo, eu perdoo. A nossa atenção agora vai para o nosso Sahasrara chakra no topo da cabeça. Podemos massagear com a mão direita o nosso Sahasrara. E vamos pedir, Mãe, por favor, estabiliza a nossa realização do Si. Mãe, por favor, estabiliza a nossa realização do si. Mãe, por favor, estabiliza a nossa realização do si. Nós vamos abaixar a nossa mão direita e vamos manter por alguns instantes a atenção em nosso Sahasrara. Vamos agora encerrar o nosso banho de pés. Podemos enxaguá-los, dispensamos a água, depois retornamos para dar sequência à nossa meditação. Vamos retornando, tomando novamente a postura de meditação. A nossa atenção permanece no Sahasrara chakra, em estado de silêncio interior. E agora sim nós vamos assistir ao trecho de discurso de Shri Mataji.
I will try to tell you what is the Kundalini and what is this picture about. I hope you have got some books with you. You can also open and see for yourself. Those who haven't got books can also get from them. It would be easier to understand it. At the back of the book, you will find a nice chart. Firstly, you have to be honest about your seeking. Absolutely honest about it. Then everything will work out. Now here, you see this chart is the first center called as the Muladhara chakra, as I said. And the sacrum, see the meaning of the word sacrum means sacred. Sacrum is the bone in which the Kundalini is there. I would like you to see from the top, this blue color balloon-like structure comes down up to the first chakra. Now this represents a subtle force within us, which is the power of desire. It manifests outside the left sympathetic nervous system. This is the emotional side of a human being. He is not only emotional. This is the one that takes conditionings within itself when we say don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And creates by its activity a balloon-like structure called as superego, which is in Sanskrit called as mana. So this is the power of mana Shakti. English language is little confused. When you say mental cases, you do not mean the mental cases that has something to do with the mind which thinks. But when you say mental cases, you mean to say that they are the people who suffer from emotional problems. It's a little confusing. But in psychology, it is very nicely described by Jung, who was a realized soul himself, the superego. And the id part is this power by which we get all our conditionings within us and we pass it to our past. Beyond this area on the left hand side lies, beyond the subconscious, the collective subconscious. All that is dead since creation lies this side, on the left hand side. This manifests, as I told you, the left sympathetic nervous system. Now in the medical science, there is no difference between the left and right. But you will find out that they have entirely two different functions. The left sympathetic nervous caters to our emotional side, which can be proved in Sahaja Yoga practice. Now, on the right hand side, there is another power, which is the power of action. When we desire, the desire has to be put into action. And this power of desire is called the Prana Shakti, or the power of action, Kriya Shakti, some people call it. And it looks after our intellectual side, our intelligence, and the mind with which we think about, the mental side, and our physical side, through which we go into action. This, as a result of its activity, creates another balloon. You can see there a yellow colored balloon, which we call as ego, ego, ego. And these two powers meet at a point when the child is about, say, 12 years of age. he is completely calcified here. But in childhood only, you see, at the age of say 1 year or 1.5 years, you start feeling the calcification of this soft bone called as fontanelle bone. In the center is the third power, called as the power of evolution, the power of sustenance, the power of religion, which is innate within us. Now, religo means a capacity, you can say a quality. Like gold is untarnishable, that is the quality of gold. Carbon has 4 valencies, that's the quality of carbon. In the same way, human beings also have got 10 sustenances, and these 10 sustenances are the dharma or the religions of a human being. It has nothing to do with the outside religion, whatever you believe into or whatever you have fallen into or you are born into. But there are 10 sustenances within us which are in this area called as, we call it void, but it's not the same void as the Zen say, but is the visceral cavity. In this area, we develop our sustenances. By developing our sustenance only, we evolve. For example, first a fish came out of the water and developed a sustenance by it started crawling and it became a reptile. First only one fish came, and then shoals and shoals of fishes started coming out of the water. So the evolution went on like this till we became human beings. In this process, as you know very well, the left-sided and the right-sided animals, the right-sided are the more ambitious, the dominating type. The left-sided are the sly. As you have many nocturnal animals, they are all left-sided. They are frightened, they live in the left. And those who are aggressive are on the right-hand side. They were discarded, even some vegetables and what you call the plants were discarded in the process of evolution. And they were thrown on the right and left side, and God created man in his own image. That means man has everything that God has. If he is the primordial being, he is the macrocosm, then you are the microcosm. You are a cell in his body, but you are not aware of that. There's a difference between awareness and just consciousness. Awareness is an actualization, while just to be conscious means mentally you believe, rationally you are, I conscious, I know that. Reading, we are brothers and sisters. Now the centers that are placed within, the first one, as I told you, is the Muladhara chakra. You will be happy to know that in the universe, Australia is the Muladhara chakra. It's a fact. You will know that. On vibrations, if you ask a question, you will know. We are basically innocent people. You don't know also when you commit sins that this is sin. You just do it very innocently. You don't do it knowingly. Innocently you do it. And the second center is the center called as Swadisthana. The first center manifests your pelvic plexus. The right side, as I told you, manifests the right sympathetic nervous system. The central one manifests your parasympathetic, which is broken, which is not yet complete. Whatever you have achieved in your awareness as a human being is there, and there is little gap where you have to just break through into that and become united with that force. Now this second chakra is the chakra called as Swadisthana chakra. You need not worry about the names, but is the center for action by which you think for the future, and this center looks after many other visceras, or we can say organs within us. It looks after your liver. All attention is looked after by this center. Liver, then it looks after your pancreas, your spleen, your kidneys, and uterus in the women. The most important function of this center is to manifest the aortic plexus in the growth and to convert the fat cells of the stomach to replace the fat cells of the brain. Because after all, the fat cells of the brain are to be replaced, because you think and go mad with thinking. You think so much that as if two horns are coming out of your thinking. You may say the other day that, Mother, mind is very important because the mind is the problem. Don't you know that this mind is limited? This rationality is limited. You have to go to unlimited. When I had to come to this hall, we had to leave the car outside. This mind can go up to a point, and if you try to go beyond that, then you really go crazy. We don't bring the cars inside. In the same way, this mind cannot take you to the unlimited. It's a limited thing. You have to go beyond the mind. This center is doing this work of supplying the fat cells, and when you think too much, all other visceras or all other organs are not looked after or neglected, by which the person who thinks too much, who lives in the future, who plans too much, also then drinks in addition to that, supposing, and in addition to that he does other things like drug taking in the stomach and eats lots of fat food and all that, so he really finishes that poor liver. And that liver is the one that sorts out all your poisons in the body, all kinds of poison. But this liver gets out of order and you don't feel it, only the heat starts accumulating. You feel always nauseating and you feel so unhappy, you don't want to face the present, you want to run away, you feel extremely horrid, you don't know what to do with yourself. All that comes from a bad liver. Also, apart from liver, your pancreas goes out and you develop a disease called diabetes. With that, you also try some coffee and all those things which add up. I mean, coffee, the amount of coffee people consume, sometimes I can't understand. And that coffee can really spoil the pancreas to such an extent that you can develop even more serious diseases than diabetes of the pancreas. Beyond the pancreas lies the spleen. Spleen is the real victim of modern people. Real victim is poor spleen. Spleen is the one which is the speedometer within us. It regulates your speed. When you are eating your food, you suddenly open the news on the TV or something, horrible things happen. You get so shocked and emergency is built in. The spleen is already busy producing RBCs, red blood corpuscles, for the digestion of the food. And suddenly it has another emergency and a third emergency, the way we take our breakfast, half sandwich in the mouth and half outside, stepping into the car, telling your wife that do this, do that, and then rush through the rat race, ending up yourself into a very crazy spleen. The spleen does not know how to carry on with your telescopic behavior, and it gets so very crazy that it starts producing crazy cells, and these are the crazy cells which create ultimately a very serious disease called blood cancer.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीमहालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्रीनिर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Estamos chegando ao final da nossa meditação. Vamos juntos elevar a Kundalini e dar os 7 bandhas de proteção. Muito obrigada a todos pela companhia. Tenham uma excelente noite e nos encontramos amanhã na meditação das 5 horas. Namastê, Jai Shri Mataji.